Hey, wonderful students, it's Dr. Conklin. Oh boy, I got the hiccups already. We are not doing a quiz today, so sorry for this title, but we are going to do a practice quiz today because tomorrow we are going to have a real quiz. We also just wanted to stop and sort of pause, pump the brakes a little, and make sure that you guys were good for this quiz and everything that we've done, because we know we've been covering a lot of great math, but it also goes pretty quick. So I want to go over a few things. So again, you can get a piece of paper, a pencil, you can follow along with us. I'll also include this document for you. So if you want to print it out, if you're in school, we will have a copy for you. But again, just sort of follow along with us and make sure you get a review in. If you have questions, please reach out to us via Google Classroom. You know we're always here to help you. So a couple questions. So reviewing back from the beginning of the unit. Negative zero slope. So let's just review. If we have a negative slope, it's going to go down. So notice I'm reading it left to right. It's going down. A zero slope is just going to be a flat line. And then just to review the other two kinds of slopes, wink, wink. Let me draw a little graph here. I'm just going to make two of them because there's two other kind of slopes we need to know. All right. We also need to know what? We need to know positive slope, and we need to know undefined. Okay, so these are a little bit the opposites. A positive slope is going to be going up. So again, reading from left to right, going up. Undefined is going to be a vertical line, up and down. Okay, so those are our kinds of slopes that we could quiz you on, so just be ready for those. Then the other thing we started to cover in this unit was what is the slope and y-intercept of an equation? Slope and y-intercept. So we just want to remember that a slope is an m value, is our m value, and the y-intercept is b. And these come from y equals mx plus b. So for this problem, one easy way to do this is just sort of to put y equals mx plus b underneath the equation, because you notice here this equation, the m is already solved for. So I'm going to highlight here, and I'm going to highlight here. Okay, so if we look at this, it's pretty easy to tell that our slope, or our m, is going to be, hold on, I got to make a skinnier pen, too chunky. So m is going to be negative 3 over, and then just a reminder, it's always going to be over 1. So that means we're going to rise negative 3. That means we're really going to go down 3 and to the right 1. And then our b value, or our starting point, is going to be 4. Okay? Again, feel free to pause the video at any point to sort of quiz yourself on ones like these. But if we look at number 3, this one is quite a bit more difficult. I gave you guys a clue here. Put this in y equals mx plus b form, find the slope and the y-intercept. So if we look at this problem, y is not by itself. We have something we need to do. So the first thing we're going to do is look to see y is not isolated. It has this 2 in front of it. So 2 and y are connected by multiplication. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So we're going to divide every piece by 2. We're left with y equals 3x plus 6. So again, what is our m and our b value? Our m is in front, our b is here. So our m is going to be positive 3, which means that our rise over run, we're going to go up 3 to the right 1, and our b is going to be 6. So again, we can't solve or find the slope and y-intercept until we have m and b. All right, now we have a few graphing. So if you don't have graph paper printed in front of you, just a reminder, at the back of our Unit 4A packet, we put a whole bunch of graph paper for you. And you only really need one graph paper. I wanted to go through both 4 and 5 on the same piece of graph paper. So what we're going to do is first find the slope and the y-intercept. Now we went over this using a table, okay? So let's see, I'm going to sort of squeeze my table in here. And remember, when we do a table, we want to make sure we have 2 negatives and 2 positives. So let me go to my graphing calculator. You guys should have your graphing calculator up. I'm going to clear out what I have. And we're going to make our table. So hold on, I already forgot. 2/3 x minus 1. So an easy way to put 2/3 in is do parentheses 2 divided by 3 x plus 1. Now I'm just going to graph it to see what it looks like, and this graph's a little crazy, but we can see it's starting at 1 and going up positive. And guys, I'm sorry if there's crazy noise in the background. My boys are downstairs playing. You can tell I'm working from home today. So if we look at this one's a little tricky because do you notice how there are some ugly decimals here? We don't want to use those, but we do want to do 2 negatives and 2 positives. So I see that -6 goes to a nice -3, so I'm going to pick that one. Okay, then we also have -3 goes to -1. Okay, and now let's see if 0 is going to turn out to be nice. Yep, 0 goes to 1, so I'm going to put that on my points. And then we're going to also look to find 3 goes to 3, and 6 goes to 5. Again, I'm picking all the nice ones. Okay, so now let's actually plot those points. Remember, we're going to make nice meatball points. 9:54. Sorry, guys, again. Okay, so I'm plotting all these points. Again, feel free to pause the video and do this now. Just a reminder, say I plotted my point right here, my last one. Does that look right, guys? No. So make sure that you go back and check. 6 is going to go up to 5. We're going to make a nice long line, and that's our graph. And I'm putting arrows on the end, and I'm labeling. Okay, now if we look at number 5, I'm going to do this, I'll put a little squiggly line here so we know it's a new graph. This one is the same idea. Do you guys see how y here is not by itself? So I need to take away x from both sides. Y equals -x plus 6. And remember, this negative here, there's really a -1. So let's do the same thing we did. I'm going to make my table. Okay. I'm going to go second quit. Let's go to our y equals. I got to clear out what I have. -x, oops. -x plus 6. Just graph it. It should be a negative slope, and I see it is. Yay. Second table. And actually, these are all really nice numbers, guys. So if you're ever not sure, I always like just to do -2 to 2. So let's fill in our graph. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So this was 8, 7, 6. Let me just double check. Yes. 5, 4. Okay, so now I'll keep this in pink. I'm going to graph this one. These two are going to be a little bit hard to graph just because our graph is, I only went up to 6 on our graph, but we'll just do the best we can. And you can see these are falling nicely into a line. It's a negative slope going down. Beautiful. So this is our original equation, x plus y equals 6. Okay, so that's a little review of graphing and making a table. And then our newest topic, the last thing we'll cover today, is writing an equation.
I'm just gonna sit.
Can you please turn that music down, honey? I'm making a video for the kiddos. We have a slope and a point. So we talked about this earlier in the week. Here's our x, here's our y. We're going to start by making a table. Y, M, X, B. So whenever we write an equation of a line, we need 2 things. I made those lines way too long. We need the slope and we need our y-intercept. Right now, we have our slope. We're missing our b. So let's fill in what we do have. For y, I'm going to put in 2. For m, I'm going to put in 3. And for x, I'm going to put in -2. So y equals mx plus b. And let's substitute what we have in. 2 equals 3 and -2. Now I'm going to evaluate 3 times -2 is -6 plus b. And I'm going to keep, I'm going to keep solving here so that I have b by itself. So here b equals 8. Now a lot of kiddos think they're done at this point, but you know what, guys? You're not done yet. You have M and you have B. Let me use a different highlighter color so you guys can see better. Here's my M. Here's my B. Now I need to plug into y equals mx plus b. Okay, so let's put those in. 3 and 8. Y equals 3x plus 8. All right, and we're just going to do one more for good measure. So again, you might want to pause your video to try this one on your own, just to make sure you know how to do it for our quiz. We have y, m, x, b. So I'm making my little table here. Doop, doop, doop. Now I made those too small. Okay, we're going to substitute in. Here's my m, here's my x, here's my y.
I can't. No.
Okay. So y equals mx plus b.
This is what I'm setting up.
Instead of putting in y, we're going to put in 4.
Could you please give me all my supplies?
And instead of putting in m, I'm going to put in -2. And x, I'm going to put in 1. So let's evaluate here. 4 equals -2 times 1 is -2 plus b. And then in order to get b by itself, we need to add 2 to both sides. So b equals 6. So we have our m, we have our b, and then we're going to plug into y equals mx plus b. So y equals, our m we said was -2, x, and here's our b, plus 6. Okay, so those are sort of a review of all the topics you might wink wink see on the quiz. Again, let us know if you did get something and we can go over it. But we're super proud of you guys for keeping up all the hard work, and we'll see you soon. Bye.